What's up, my crypto legends? The $67,000 range needs to hold as support, and it is holding quite nicely. And the main reason why, it's because it's the point of control from the range in between March and May, where we did get that resistance very nicely in between April and May. And we are holding very nicely as support, especially the last couple of days. We did end up doing a swing failure pattern from the lows here of Thursday and Wednesday. This was Friday's price action. So we did get that wick and got a significant bounce of over $1,000. Now the question is, are we going to maintain this zone? What are the scenarios zooming in on the lower time frames? I'm going to explain in detail what are the potential scenarios here, as we do know that this could be a bullish 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to create the 5 wave by next week. Or are we going to break down here, overlap the first wave, and go to much lower levels in the next 1 to 2 weeks? Make sure to stay tuned, because I'm going to go in detail here of what are the scenarios that I'm looking at here in between today and tomorrow. Now, don't forget that on Bybit, there is a competition going on. There's a $1.5 million Tether prize pool, and there's also many perks here as prize as well, such as a VIP gala ticket and also race tickets for the Formula One. Make sure to sign up in the link in the description if you want to join here the registration. Now, if you cannot trade on Bybit, of course, I would suggest bluffing and 𝗖𝗺𝗺𝘂𝗵, where you do have an exclusive bonus, and it's no KYC. Just with an email and a password, you can sign up in a matter of minutes and start trading. Now, looking at the 4-hourly time frame, if we are looking at the bullish case scenario, of course, we are speculating that this is very impulsive and that we are forming a 4th wave in a very complex structure here in a symmetrical triangle, either in a running flat ABC or an ABCDE. We're going to go through them right away, but overall, by next week, we could be seeing some fireworks and having an attempt to hit all-time high. So if we are talking about this 4th wave, what is going on? What is the kind of corrective structure that we are forming that we do not want to break successfully beneath $67,000? Now, a little bit of volatility is absolutely acceptable, because we could be seeing those fake outs, just like Friday. We did manage to create a swing failure pattern and a significant bounce. Now we are consolidating at this range. So let's talk about the 2 corrective structures. The one that I think is unlikely, which would be a running flat, looking at an A, a B right there, and a C right over here that's already finished, and we're going to start breaking through here the highs in the next coming days very successfully. This is definitely a possible scenario. However, the other bullish case scenario in this corrective structure is that we are forming an A wave, a B wave, a C right over here. We still need to form the D wave, getting above the highs from the 30th of May at $69,500. This is a zone that I would be interested in a short position. I will be going in detail right over there, because we could be seeing one more leg down in an E wave and then look for the explosive 5th wave from higher time frames to look to break above $72,000 and go to all-time high. Okay, so overall, what are the scenarios here looking at the trading opportunities? We're going to zoom in, look at this symmetrical triangle, because we do not want to break beneath this area and overlap here the highs from the 6th of May at $65,500. So if we do get a level right over here, and we're just going to say that this is our invalidation point. So we're going to mark this as invalidation right over here, which is that high of that 1st wave. Any volatility beneath that level is definitely acceptable. So if we are going to see here the movement to the downside in the next coming days, say that the price is starting to get pretty aggressive to the downside, there is no doubt that we could be forming a higher low. This is a speculation long attempt to come all the way up above $69,500. We have swept these lows from last week, as you can see, and this is what we've been doing during the last few days. Sweep the highs, come back down to the lows. Sweep the lows, come back to the highs. Sweep the highs, come back down to the lows. Now we have swept those lows from last week. Now, as we've swept these lows, what do you think is going to happen next? Well, we do have a high chance in sweeping the highs. So this would be in confluence with that A, B, C, D, E right there, and then look for the possible breakout. So no doubt there could be some speculation long positions at this range with good risk management beneath this sweep of the low from Friday to get that movement to the upside above $69,500. No doubt that could be a possibility as we've already swept the lows from last week. So could we be forming a higher low here and run here to the upside in the next 1 to 2 days? I'm going to say absolutely yes. What happens if the price comes down here, you get into a long position and it goes against you? I think that this pivot low is also an acceptable swing failure pattern. You need to get that price action moving beneath that low and back above to then speculate into that long position. And this is your target zone without a doubt. Sweep up the liquidity above $69,500, okay, $69,000 range. This is the area that should be hit in the next 1 to 2 days. That is if you do break down from here and create a swing failure pattern. So you do have several minutes, all right, to get into a long position, right? Maybe in between 1 and 2 hours, as this is the 1 hourly time frame. You want to see that recovery, because if you start breaking down from here, this is not a zone for me to be interested in long positions. Could we create a swing failure pattern from this pivot low of the 23rd of May at $66,100? I'm going to say it is definitely possible, guys, okay? Because the bulls need to hold. If the bulls want to see this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave, they need to maintain above this high. So no doubt a swing failure pattern from this level, bulls might kick in here and start pushing the price to higher levels. So for me, it's an acceptable long position. Any swing failure patterns from the lows of these range are definitely a good long opportunity, because you might see those bulls kicking in and getting the price to much higher levels. But you need to see the swing failure pattern. Beneath this low, I'm not interested in longs. We need to recover, then I'm interested in longs. If we do sweep up these lows and we maintain below, well, then I'm not interested in longs. We need to see the recovery. As we get above it, I would speculate on that long position. So it would turn out into a possible fake out. If we start breaking down very aggressively, guys, no swing failure pattern, then of course we're just going to have to enjoy the price action going down to much lower levels. Manage risk accordingly if you are attempting any longs, because if you're planning to add to your position at this range, then this could be devastating. If you do overlap this high, this could get very, very messy with an aggressive drop, and there's a lot of people that are going to get absolutely burnt. Now, for the long positions, I think this is a zone where it's acceptable for those longs. You know, we have created the sweep of the lows from last week, Wednesday and Thursday, and now it looks like that we could be forming a higher low and come above $69,000 to sweep these highs. This is a zone that I'm interested in a short position, especially the $69,500. If we do take a look at that pivot and we take a look at the Fibonacci from this high of the 27th of May at $70,700 to that pivot low created on Friday, the 7/8 Fibonacci is in confluence with the lower high resistance trend line. That is if we are going to hit it in between today and tomorrow, and the swing failure pattern from that high created on the 30th of May. So if we do recover from here, no doubt that a swing failure pattern from this level and trying to short possibly the 7/8 Fibonacci if we do reject from it. Any price action above, I am not interested in the short. This could be the breakout of the fifth wave and things are going to get very explosive. I need the rejection so I can have my invalidation point and also look for the movement to the downside to come to much lower levels to speculate in that possible A, B, C, D, and E right there. And then we'll go from here, guys. This is still very speculative. This is something that is not happening just yet, of course. So we're just speculating on those waves, the possible long position here in this zone to a short position only if we do reject, as it does look like that this symmetrical triangle could be going on for another couple of more days. Manage risk accordingly. I will be back with another video update tomorrow, guys. Stay safe, trade safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.